Hi again. This is the second video introducing Word to students in sections 4 and 6 of CIS 251 at RIC. Here we'll discuss character editing. We'll get to other editing functions in later videos. As with the first video, please open Word on your computer and follow what I do if you haven't used a ribbon-based version of Microsoft Word before. We'll start Word by opening a recently used document from the top left of the opening screen to save time. It's a script for this video, so it will look familiar. I know you know how to key in a new document. You won't learn anything by watching me do it. In that case, though, why are we doing this at all? I know you've been word processing since you were 12. We're doing this because the way you used word processing in the past is not how it's used in business. We're learning to use it in business. That will involve unlearning old habits and learning new ones. What are those differences? Until now, if you're like most CIS 251 students, 1, you worked on short documents. A 10-page term paper would be very long. 2, you worked on your own. Nobody revised or approved your work. When you said done, it was done. 3, you printed your document and sent it or handed it in that way. Nobody saw it in electronic form. In business, that changes. 1, business documents can be long. Things that work in a 5-page document will get you into trouble in a 200-page document. 2, business documents are sent around electronically. They may look different on other computers. 3, because documents are sent electronically, the way they were created is visible. Imagine a house with glass walls. Electricians have to be careful when they wire outlets and switches. Seeing behind the scenes, as you do when you get an electronic document, influences what people are going to think of whoever wrote it. And 4, business documents are often written in teams or revised by managers. Approaches that work fine when you create a document and print it may mess it up badly when it's edited. That's why we're going over things that you think you already know. The second handout in this course lists some things that work in personal word processing, but not in business word processing. And now back to our document. It's all in plain text. Let's apply some formatting to it. We'll scroll down to near the bottom of this page. Word formats text at 2 levels, character and paragraph. Character formats apply to a single character or group of characters. Italic text is an example. You can italicize a single letter if you want to. You can also italicize a full paragraph, but you don't have to. Paragraph formats, on the other hand, apply to entire paragraphs and not parts of them. Line spacing is an example. All lines in a paragraph are spaced the same distance apart. That's not a law of nature, but it is how Word works. Understanding the difference between formatting levels is important for using Word as a professional. In the line spacing example, if you understand that line spacing is a paragraph level format, you won't waste your time looking for a way to space lines differently in a paragraph. You'll either deal with how Word works or find a different program, such as Adobe InDesign, that does what you want. Let's apply character level formatting. To format text, you first select what you want to format. Character formats are then applied to the text you select. Paragraph formats, however, will be applied to the paragraph that contains the insertion point or to all paragraphs that contain even a bit of selected text. The simplest way to select one or more characters is to drag your mouse pointer over them. Down the bottom line, I'm going to drag it over character. By default, Word selects whole words. When I start dragging over paragraph, watch what happens. As soon as I get past the letter P, the selection jumps by a whole word at a time. If you don't like that behavior, you can turn it off through Options in Backstage View. It's under Advanced Options near the top. 2 other things. 1, as soon as you select something, you get a pop-up menu of useful things to do with that selection. And 2, you can dismiss a selection by clicking in any blank area of the document, as I will click under the word wheel. There we go. Word has shortcuts for common selection situations. Double-clicking in the word manager selects the entire word, and there's the pop-up shortcut menu. Clicking in the margin to the left of a line selects the entire line, starting with glass walls. Triple-clicking in a paragraph selects the entire paragraph like that, as does double-clicking in the left margin. When nothing else is selected, clicking with the Control key held down selects an entire sentence. The word will think an abbreviation that ends with a period ends a sentence. Clicking once somewhere and then clicking somewhere else with the Shift key held down selects everything between the two clicks. Finally, when you have a selection, selecting something else with the Control key held down adds that selection to the existing one, even if they're not next to each other. I'm going to hold down the Control key and triple click in this paragraph. And now both sections are selected, the text between them is not. You don't have to memorize these. You can look them up when you need them, or you will learn the ones you use a lot. Just do a web search for word selection shortcuts. Chances are they won't change much in future releases since millions of people are used to them, but a few might. Once something is selected, you can move it in your document by dragging and dropping. I'm going to select this paragraph here. When your mouse pointer is over the selection, it becomes an arrow, like this. Then hold down your left mouse button and drag the selection to anywhere else. I'm going to put this paragraph up first on the list before business documents can be long. As soon as I release the mouse button, there it goes. To put a word in italics, like the word character down here at the bottom, first select the word. I'll double click on it. Then click the italic text tool in the home ribbon. Notice the tooltip. Aside from telling you what it does, it gives you the Control-I shortcut. If you use italics a lot, you may remember that shortcut. You may use it. If you don't want to, don't. Using keyboard shortcuts is not right or wrong. It's a personal preference. So I'm going to click, and there it is in italics. To italicize the word paragraph down here, we could repeat the process, but there's another way. This paintbrush up here is the format painter. Click anywhere that has the format you want. The word character that has italic formatting is already selected. Now click in the format painter. It loads the paintbrush with that format, and the insertion point turns into a paintbrush. Drag it across the characters you want to format, the word paragraph, and they take on the same formatting. Double-clicking to select the word and clicking in the left margin to select a line also work with a format painter. Using the format painter unloads the paintbrush. See, now it's a normal insertion point again. If you want to format another selection, you have to reload it, as I've just done. Now I will click next to the glass walls line, like this, and it is in italics. If you load the paintbrush with a format by mistake, as I just did, the escape key, watch what happens, the escape key press restores a normal insertion point. Most items in the font section of the home ribbon tab work the same way. You can select the font you like here and the size you like here. Instead of selecting the size you want directly, you can make the text larger or smaller with these tools. They go by the same size steps as you find in the pull-down menu to the right of the text size indicator. If you don't like one of the sizes you see there, you can key any size you want into the indicator box. It even takes fractional point sizes with the decimal point. You can change the color of text. I'm going to dismiss that. Change the color of text here, highlight text here, and erase all formatting with the format eraser here. Finally, you can add effects like reflections and shadows to your text here. It shows a few effects when you open the tool. If those aren't enough, you can get more options for any of its parameters here in the lower half of the drop-down menu. And if even those aren't enough, each option has a dialog pane that you can open down here like this. You can spend hours playing with these tools. It's easy to go overboard in how fancy your text looks and in how much time you spend making it look that way. Keep things simple for business unless you're a trained graphic designer. The visual junk that amateurs create, and I include myself in that category, can look worse than unformatted text, and it wastes time that would be better spent on your content. I'm going to dismiss the shadow formatting pane. Now format the document title, scroll up, select it by clicking the line to the left. I'm going to make it bigger, 16 points. Bold, italic, and dark orange. There we go. Now it looks more like a heading. Next, let's look at the left end of the ruler in the clipboard section. The clipboard lets you save a piece of a document. Let's assume it's some text to use later. It has three main commands: cut, copy, and paste. Cut removes selected text from the document and puts it on the clipboard. It's only active when you have a selection, so I'll select a word here. Now that would remove the word opening and put it on the clipboard. Copy puts the selected text on the clipboard but without opening. I'm going to copy the word opening. There we go. Paste puts the contents of the clipboard into the document at the insertion point. I'm going to put opening before document. It won't make sense there, but there it goes. If there was a selection, it replaces that selection. I'm going to select this sentence and choose paste. The word opening replaced that sentence. The basic clipboard holds one item. Anything you cut or copy replaces its previous contents. You can access an extended clipboard by clicking on the square at the bottom right of the section to open the clipboard pane. There's opening, which we just copied, but now this will hold the most recent 24 items you cut or copy. I'm going to copy a few words now. Copy. I'm going to select the line and copy. I'm going to select an entire paragraph and copy. The most recent is at the top. That's what you will get if you paste something using the paste tool. To paste any of the others, mouse over it, use the pull down arrow at the right to paste. It also lets you delete items to make room for more. The clipboard will continue to operate in its extended mode once you've opened the pane, even if you close it later. I'm going to close the pane, select this line, copy it, reopen the pane, and there everything is. You worked on short documents is at the top. That's all for character formatting. In the next video, we'll look at paragraph formatting tools.